Hello everyone, it's me Jamie. Welcome to another video. So I had a little video idea. I had a couple of comments that were asking me like my favorite romance books and all that sort of stuff, like romance recommendations, and I personally don't think I have read a whole lot of romances, and I have done one romance recommendation book before, but it was like for beginners. So I thought this was a super easy way to just kind of give my thoughts on a lot of different romance books and talk about them. And I know this used to be a really popular trend, but it's not so much anymore, but I don't really care. I never did one of these and it sounded fun, so I have decided to tier rank all the romance books that I have read. I have a shelf on Goodreads which is just romance, and anytime I finish a romance book I put it on that shelf. So I looked through that shelf and I had, I think, maybe 50 something books on that shelf. So now I'm going to be tier ranking all those 50 books. There are some very controversial opinions and some not so controversial ones, I reckon, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you like this sort of video, and now I'm going to pass you over to Jamie from the past, who has tier ranked all the romance books. So without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Hello. Okay, so let's start by tier ranking some of my favorite romance books. As you can see, I have all the romance books here. I have God tier, which is basically just like my favorite romance books of all time. Super excited to put some into here. I definitely have some. I've got problematic faves. So this is for books that I genuinely really love, think they're really well written, but can't ignore some elements in the book that I don't love as much. So some problematic faves I would like to be in God tier, but I can't morally put them in God tier, so I've got their own little category, which is problematic faves. Then we've got pretty good, which is books that I really enjoyed, books that I liked but not favorites. And then we've got forgettable, so books that I read and either don't really remember or just think were a bit meh, like just not as good. And then I've got trash, which is specifically for books that I despise. So let's just get started. I think let's start with all the Taylor Jenkins Reid books that I have here. So obviously we've got Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This is definitely going in God tier. I love it. I will always love this book. It's amazing, so definitely not going anything less than God tier. However, we've got After I Do. I think I'm going to put that one in forgettable, because I remember not hating it but not thinking much of it at all. But then I'm going to put maybe In Another Life in trash, as well as One True Loves and what's her other one? Yeah, Forever Interrupted. That's going in trash. And actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna put maybe In Another Life in forgettable, because it's not as bad as these two. Actually, I'm gonna put all three in forgettable apart from Forever Interrupted. Okay, I'm not gonna be too harsh. Forever Interrupted is genuinely probably the worst book on this list. So yeah, it's the worst Taylor Jenkins book I have ever read. I don't know how she must have sold her soul to the devil to be able to write this, her debut, and then somehow also write The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo and Daisy Jones and the Six. Like, I genuinely, it was just probably one of the worst books I've ever written. And it also has one of the worst male names in the world, and I never ever want to read that male name as a lead character ever again. So yeah. Okay, let's now do, okay, so we've got Penelope Douglas here, so let's do Penelope Douglas now. Let's put, I think I'm going to put Bully in pretty good, because I remember quite enjoying that. It wasn't like super special, but it was fun. But I'm gonna put, oh, Birthday Girl. Okay, Birthday Girl is going in pretty good. Yeah, so I put Bully and Birthday Girl like on the same wavelength. Like, I enjoy them, but they're definitely not the best books I've ever read in my life. So yeah, they're going in pretty good. But then Punk 57, if I could put that in God tier I would, but it's a problematic fave. I can't deny that it has its issues, but I'm also not going to hold back from the love I have for that book. I could go on this whole spiel about how I think Penelope Douglas writes satire and how that's a hill that I'm going to die on, but I feel like I'm going to get a lot of people disagreeing with me, so maybe that's for another day. But I love Penelope Douglas. A lot of their books are disgusting, and I feel like they write just pure escapism, like quite fantastical romance. However, Punk 57 I would die for, and everyone who hates it, I feel like they just didn't live the same life that I did when I was a teenager. Like, Punk 57 is just something else, and I adore it. But then we're gonna put Credence in trash. and I'm gonna, yeah, trash. It belongs there as well as Rival. Also bad. I actually read a recent Penelope Douglas book which isn't on this tier list because I made this tier list today and then finished the Penelope Douglas book I was reading after I made this, and that definitely belongs in trash as well. I didn't think something could be worse than Credence, but I found it. Rival is not as bad as Credence in terms of content, but it's really bad in terms of the writing and the construction of the story, so it's definitely a trash book. And then here we've got Corrupt. I'm also going to put that in trash. Like, that is just pure no. So problematic, and not even a problematic fave. Like, I didn't even enjoy the problems in here, but no, yeah, these 3 books trash, but at least we've got our little faves here. Okay, now let's do After. I'm fully kidding, it's trash. After I read that like 2 years ago, I don't even know why I picked it up. Like, I was literally a sucker for punishment by picking that up. It's definitely trash, we know it's trash. Okay, now let's do Off Campus. I'm gonna put The Deal, I'm putting The Deal in problematic faves. I can't sit here and be like, the Off Campus series is god tier because of the way our characters talk about women. However, it's a problematic fave. I enjoyed my time reading it, and I would honestly die for these hockey himbos despite the misogyny. But I'm gonna put The Mistake in forgettable, and I'm gonna put The Score in problematic faves. And what are the other ones? Oh, The Goal, that's forgettable, and The Legacy I'm gonna put pretty good. But The Legacy is like, I read that like after I was fully invested in the series, so I read it as pure escapism and just really loved it, and like I just had a good time reading it, so I'm just putting it in pretty good. Like, I'm allowed to do that, let me do that, exactly. Okay, then we've got The Hating Game. Controversial, but it's going in trash. Like, I'm sorry, I hate this book so much, and I am planning a video in which I literally just like say the worst books I've ever read, and The Hating Game will be in that video, so if you do want to hear my Hating Game rant, you can see that soon. But yeah, The Hating Game, I hate it so much, and I've had so many comments like since I've started reading more romance and since my channel has grown. I've had so many more comments being like, you need to read The Hating Game, you'll love it, and I'm like, I can't even bring myself to reply being like, I'm so sorry, I hate it, because I love when people recommend me books, like I really do, and it means a lot, and I don't want to be like, no, I hate your recommendation, but I just need it. This is my confession, I hate The Hating Game. I'm sorry, it's terrible. Oh god. Okay, so it ends with us, Colleen Hoover. I'm going to put this in trash. You guys saw that coming, absolutely. But then Regretting You, I'm gonna put in pretty good, because I did quite like it. Oh, we've got another Elle Kennedy that I forgot about. Okay, so The Chase, I'm gonna put that in forgettable. I didn't really like that, but I still want to finish the Briar U series, but it's going in forgettable. Okay, so next we've got Vicious by Lj Shen. This is also going in forgettable purely because it is the definition of forgettable. Like, I genuinely don't remember a single thing that happened in that book. I don't remember the characters' names. I don't remember anything. It was just some random bully romance. It's going in forgettable. The Kiss Quotient, I'm putting in pretty good because I liked it. However, The Bride Test is god tier. That's god tier. That will always be god tier. One of the first romance books that I ever read where I was like, this is 5 stars. And I love it. And I love it. And I love Helen Huang. However, I'm actually going to put The Heart Principle. I'm going to put that in pretty good as well. Like, I was about to put it in forgettable, but then I was like, no. Because I actually really enjoyed my time reading it. I rated it 4 stars. Like, it's going in pretty good. Next we have The Simple Wilds by K.A. Tucker. I'm trying to decide if I should put this in problematic faves or pretty good, because I did really enjoy my time reading it. I'm trying to decide if it's worth it to be problematic fave or pretty good, because it was so fun and cute. I think I'm gonna put it in problematic fave. The only reason I'm putting it in problematic fave is because the male love interest is like so ridiculous, so like, ooh, you wear makeup and wear heels, oh, like I hate that about him. But I really enjoyed the story and the vibes, so yeah, that's problematic fave. Merry Inkmas by Talia Hebber. This was a little Christmas novella. I'm gonna put this in forgettable because I don't remember a single thing about it, and I actually think I remember thinking that it was like shockingly bad writing, which is crazy because it is Miss Talia. But yeah, now let's do the rest of Talia Hibbert's books. I'm going to be kind of controversial with this, so I'm gonna do Get a Life Chloe Brown because I can't put 3 of the Brown sisters books in like the same category. Can I? No. Okay, I feel like I can't put them both in God tier. I can't put more than one in God tier. So I'm going to do Get a Life Chloe Brown in Pretty Good. I'm going to do Take a Hint Danny Brown, I'm so sorry, as Forgettable, purely because I don't think I was in the right mind space when reading it, so I really didn't enjoy it for what it was. But also it was just tropes that I did not really like. Like, I don't really care about friends to lovers, and I don't really care about like the shy boy and the really like boisterous girl, apart from The Right Swipe by Alicia Rai, which we'll get to. But yeah, and then At Your Age Eve Brown I'm putting in God tier, because that was God tier for me. That was just my favorite. Like, loved them so much. I think it's just because I do see them on different tiers, so I can't put them all in the same tier. But At Your Age Eve Brown is definitely my favorite, and Get a Life Chloe Brown I love so much. And then Take a Hint Danny Brown, I'm not gonna lie, I have kind of forgotten it. So yeah, let's do, oh no, because then we've also got The Princess Trap by Talia Hebber. I'm gonna put this in Forgettable. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put that in Forgettable. And then Guarding Temptation I'm also going to put in Forgettable, which I know a lot of people will be bothered by because they love that, but I'm just not a novella person, I don't think. Okay, now let's do The Mariana Zapata, which I have. From Luke Hope with Love, absolutely going in God tier. One of my favorite romance books of all time, so 100% that's in God tier. Like, that is not leaving God tier. Yeah. And then All Roads Lead Here I'm putting in Pretty Good, because that was really good. I did like it. Okay, next let's do One Day in December by Josie Silva. This is more of like chick lit-y type romance, but it was kind of fun. But I think I'm going to put in Forgettable, because I don't remember a lot about it. And then The Right Swipe, God tier. God tier. No, literally God tier. The Right Swipe is again one of my favorites. Love it so much. And I'm also going to put The Girl He Used to Know by Tracy Garvis Graves in God tier. I lent that out to my friend recently and she loved it, and we talked about it and it reminded me of how much I loved it. So good. Such a good book. Would die for that book. Next we have Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating by Christina Lauren. This is going in... This is gonna go in trash. I'm sorry. I couldn't deal with it. I couldn't deal with that book. I think at the time I rated that book like 3 stars. Now I think about it, 1. I really don't like that book at all, and I don't know why. I was so generous with my rating with it. In retrospect, I hate that book. So yeah, that's going in trash. Sally Rooney's Normal People, you know that's going in God tier. 100% going in God tier. There's no way it wouldn't. Like, yep, love that. A Lesson in Thorns by Sarah Simone. That's also going to go in trash, to be honest. It was like a polyamorous, I don't even know what to say, like wannabe edgy, not good romance. I did not like that. Honeymooners by Christina Lauren, I'm putting that in Pretty Good. I quite like it. It's fun. It's cutesy. It's miles and miles and miles better than Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating, so 100% that's going in Pretty Good. If I Never Met You, I'm putting this in Pretty Good as well. it's like a enemies to lovers, fake dating, revenge on the ex romance, so love that concept. Honey Girl, I'm going to put in Forgettable. I want to put it in trash, but then I like look at what's in trash and Honey Girl's not on that level, but it's definitely like not a good book in my opinion. But yeah, that's definitely going in Forgettable. Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels, this is going 100% in God tier. I read that recently. Historical romance, absolutely loved it. Like, that's where it belongs. Okay, Lucifer's Bride, that's going in trash. I don't know why I sat there and thought about it. That's going in trash 100%. Love Scam by Rosie Adams, this is going in Pretty Good. It was a cute, fun novella, good vibes all round. Red, White and Royal Blue, I'm gonna put in Pretty Good. I know that like a lot of people love it, but for me I don't love it as much, but I still enjoyed my time reading it, so that's going in Pretty Good. And Beach Read by Emily Henry's going in trash. I know that's controversial, but I no, no, no. I think after seeing all the hype that Beach Read has gotten, that has made me hate it more. So yeah, Beach Read's going in trash as well. So that's my list. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm pretty happy with it. Okay, now that I'm looking at it, yeah, this makes sense. This makes sense. Honestly, if I could just... This is where it belongs, but no, okay. It has to be the top of Problematic Faves. But just know my heart wants to put it here. Even though it belongs here. My heart wants to put it here. Okay, alright. Cue the outro where I say goodbye to you. So that's it for tier ranking all the romance books I've read. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. Also, let me know, based on like where I put all these romance books, what you would recommend for me. I'm always loving to like explore the genres I've been enjoying and find like new favorites. So yeah, let me know what romance book you would recommend for me, and also let me know if I have just an opinion that is so wrong and you want to explain it to me. Go for it. Not a bad idea. Let's have a discussion in the comments. But yeah, again, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you very soon in another one. Bye!
But she said, Cindy, don't cry, and I don't